How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a brand new video, guys. Now, it is very cold in Sweden. It's about 7 in the morning, and I have yet to get any sleep. I've been drinking too many of these things, and honestly, I feel like I'm about to freaking just pass out. But ladies and gentlemen, I thought I'd make a video. Now, I couldn't upload anything yesterday, which was Friday, technically speaking. Some of you guys, when you see this video, I mean, it's probably going to be Friday for you as well. But either way, that's besides the point. So I wasn't able to make a video, which I apologize for, but I am back today, and I thought I'd make this video as just something to upload while I sleep, so that's something just going to be posted, to go through my opinion on every single new Pokemon in Sword and Shield. Now, I was going to do this sort of thing like a long time ago, but I never got down to it. Just a lot of things have been happening lately, a lot of YouTube-related things, but I thought we'd do it in this video, guys. So if you do enjoy the video, drop a like down below, and let me know in the comment section down below, guys. What are your thoughts on all these Pokemon? And of course, keep in mind, this is my opinion. Literally, that should be in the title. So if you disagree with me, that's totally fine, because it's just what my thoughts are, and you don't have to agree with them, right? So please keep that in mind. Yeah. Let's get into it. So, let's get started, guys. So, first things first is, of course, Grookey, and it's a revolutionary line with Thwackey and Rillaboom, and I've got to be honest, I was really kind of uncertain about my feelings on Rillaboom. Grookey, I really like Grookey. I think it's a great designed Pokemon. I just like its just overall concept. Looks awesome. It's a cute Pokemon. Thwackey is one of the coolest middle stages they've ever made. Like, it looks really sick. Rillaboom, I'm a little bit uncertain about. It's a Pokemon that I feel like I'm a little bit indifferent about. I used to kind of dislike it, but I've started to really like it a lot more than what I used to feel about it before. But I mean, hey, it's a Pokemon I'm okay with, you know. I'm okay with it, I'll say that. Next up is going to be Scorbunny's line. So, my opinion on these guys is, well, I love Scorbunny. It's my favorite starter from Generation 8. Raboot is, hands down, probably one of my favorite middle stage evolutions of all time. It's kind of between that and, like, Quilava, and like Grovyle or whatever, like it's between those ones for me, but like Raboot is, I think maybe even outpaces those two for me. Those Cyndaquil is always going to be my favorite starter, but like besides that point, right, I feel like this definitely to me is, I mean, I've got to say, like one of the, like if not the best, like middle stage evolution in my opinion. Like I love this thing. It is such a cool Pokemon, bro. It's like a ninja and shit. Like I just love it. Which is where I get a little bit disappointed with Cinderace, right? Because I see Raboot and I'm just like, oh, this thing is perfect. And I see Cinderace and I'm just like, missed potential, right? Cinderace is cool, I like it, but man, it's a missed potential. I could have seen, like, you know, it having, like, you know, that scarf that Raboot has, right? That, you know, like, face scarf. It could have kept that and kept going with that design, but they didn't push through, so it is what it is. So, let's keep it a little bit short now. Cinderace, you guys know my thoughts on that. Sobble, I like. It's cute, adorable. Don't really dislike the Pokemon whatsoever, but not one of my favorites. It's definitely my least favorite of the starters. Drizzile, honestly not the biggest fan of it. It's got this kind of like emo feeling to it, which I'm just not digging, to be honest. And Inteleon, I'm just not a fan of. I get the whole point of it being like a spy and like, you know, using the like finger guns or whatever, but just not a fan of it. Just like not my cup of tea, I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm just not that like big of a fan of it, like honestly. Nothing against people like Inteleon. Like I just personally just don't dig it that much. There's tons of other Pokemon I also just don't, like they're just not my cup of tea, you know. Next up though is Squavit, and I think Squavit is like so freaking adorable. It's got the chubbiest cheeks, just a cute and awesome Pokemon. But as for Gredunt, I'm gonna be honest, bro, like it just looks like Peter Griffin, and that to me just is kind of off-putting. Like it's cute and it looks derpy, and that's kind of the fun part of it. Like it's a derpy Pokemon, but like when I look at it, I just see Peter Griffin. It's kind of hard to look away from that. But yeah, that's just my general thoughts on it. So Rookie D, like beautiful bird. Like I love this thing. It looks both cute and just like angry and fierce at the same time. Love that. Corby Squire, kind of indifferent on it. Like, it's not, like, super cool or anything, but it isn't, like, a bad design either. It's just kind of, like, a perfect kind of, like, you know, just, like, hey, here's a general design before you go to, like, the next thing, which is basically the most badass bird ever. It's, like, Corby Knight. I mean, literally, like, Corby Squire is just, like, hey, you know, this is not, like, the best design out of these, but, you know, just something to keep you busy until you get to the, you know, to the, you know, the creme de la creme, if you know what I mean. So that's basically how I feel about those guys. Now, next up, Blipbug, I'm not a fan whatsoever. I just do not like this Pokemon's design. It's like face confuses me. Like I'm not sure what the eyes are and what the nose is and what the mouth. I'm having a hard time like knowing what part of this Pokemon is what. I just dislike it. And the same thing with Dottler. I'm not a fan of Dottler either. It's just kind of like generic looking to me. Just not the big fan of it. But as for Orbeetle, though, I love Orbeetle. Orbeetle is literally so freaking cool. It's in its Gigantamax form, it's literally a UFO. Just hands down amazing. Nothing wrong about that. Nickit, though, I love. I think it's a cool fox. The only problem though with this is like its evolution, Thievel, because Thievel's problem is it's just like why did they do the whole eye thing about it being a thief? Like I know it's literally in its name, it's meant to be a thief, but man, I get what they did there, but and like actually, you know what? I think the eye thing is fine. I think the bigger problem is the mustache. Actually, I think the mustache just gives this kind of like almost like, you know, like the generic like picture you have in your head of like a thief, like this kind of like stock image photo of like a thief or whatever. Just like, I get it, but why? Why couldn't you just ignore the mustache? Because the eye things, I get what they're meant to be like. They're meant to be like the, you know, the things that the thieves have on their eyes or whatever. But like, I don't know, man. I get the concept. Listen, the concept it's logical. It makes all sense. But man, that just kind of like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, it's a unique design, though. I will say it's a unique design. Next one, Gosee Flower and Eldegoss. Hands down, don't like these Pokemon. To me, they're just generic, like, just generic flowers. There's nothing interesting to me about them. I get what Eldegoss is meant to be like, you know, kind of just like, you know, it wants to kind of like the flower. I'm not sure what these are called here. Like, it's really just called muscados. But these things, like these specific, like this specific flower here, it's usually like a weed that we don't really like to have around here. Like people used to kind of yeet them away. But whenever they're like at the end of their lifespan, they'll like you know, their seeds will come out in this like puffy way, and they'll, you know, you can just like, you know, blow on them, like pick them up and blow on them. We used to do that when we were kids. Like it's like, you know, all the seeds will like blow away and whatever. It's like I get what the concept is, but I'm not a fan of it. Just kind of like I get the concept, and the concept is good, but it's just doesn't really make it up for me. Now, next up, though, is a Pokemon that does make it up for me. It's a general sheep. It's just Wooloo. I mean, Wooloo literally is just a sheep, but the way that it just, like, tucks together and rolls away like a meatball is just so good, man. I love that. So, yeah, Double also, I love that. Double, you know, Double, just perfect name. Design is perfect. I'm so glad they didn't go for like a bipedal, like, you know, standing on 2 feet design, which I honestly would have hated. Next up, though, is Choodle. I'm not a fan of it. Just looks just like, I don't know, just stupid almost in a way. I don't know what it is, man. Dreadnought, like, I'm fine with it. I don't like have really, I think it's like one of those generic designs to me where like I prefer like its Gigantamax form where like it actually, like, this is a position where I prefer that bipedal version, because Gigantamax one is like huge and it's like on 2 feet, but like it still looks like a, you know, like just it looks interesting. This one, it's just kind of like, I don't know, it feels like something out of a different franchise almost to me. I don't know, like, kind of iffy on it. Now, next up is one I'm strange about, right? So I initially didn't really feel that much for Yamper, but I actually like it a lot now. However, my opinion on Bolton has actually changed. See, Bolton for me, I'm kind of like not a fan of it now. And I'm going to be honest, the reason why is because the more I look at it, it feels generic as like just as all hell, bro. Like I don't know what it is, but like it just nowadays when I look at it, I'm just like, just not that interesting. Just kind of boring. Just kind of boring. I don't know what it is. Like, I prefer Yamper, actually, like, way more, because it actually looks cute and adorable, and it's got an interesting kind of thing going for it. But Bolton just, I don't know, man. Just something's missing there. Now, Roly-Poly, general design, I mean, it is cool. I like its concept. Carkol, least favorite. I think probably my least favorite Pokemon out of any of these Sword and Shield Pokemon. I just do not like this thing. Its face looks dumb. Its design just looks so stupid. But luckily, though, that gets made up with Colossal. So Colossal, to me, I love this thing, okay? I love it. I love that, you know, the whole charcoal design from Carkol, which is like the only cool part about it, it's kept there because it looks so freaking sick. And its face having this almost like, you know, like I was gonna say warrior helmet, but like a medieval, like, you know, a knight helmet, right? I'm not sure what the exact word is, but just like a helmet design, right? Looks so freaking cool, and having like one of the shoulders be an actual like shoulder pad that sticks out while the other one's like broken, it's like just looks so freaking cool. So definitely a big fan of that one. Now next up, Applin. I love this thing. It is so freaking adorable and weird as well. Flapple and Appleton, both evolutions to me are awesome. I prefer Flapple, honestly, because like, just because of the concept, it's literally a worm inside of a freaking apple, and using the apple shell to just fly around is so cool. Whereas Appleton, I mean, it just, I get what it's, I guess it's meant to be like an apple pie, right? I guess that's what its design is meant to be, and I like it as well, but I don't know, I just like something about the Flapple design. It just connects to me. I don't know why, but I do like it. Now, Silicobra and Sandaconda. Now, I like Silicobra, but I'm not a fan of Sandaconda. I mean, I get, again, and you're going to hear me say this a million times, but the concept of Sandaconda is cool, right? It's like a anaconda, and they tend to, like, you know, twirl around and, you know, kind of like choke their prey, you know, to then consume them and stuff like that. I get that. But why is it choking itself? Like, why is it twirling itself in? I feel like there could be something else done here. I get the point, but again, it's just, I don't know. I feel it could be done a different way, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, I don't like hate it, but I'm not a fan of it either. Next up, though, Krammer Ant. It's just like the derpy bird. It's just a derpy bird of this generation, which I'm totally fine with. I don't really have much to say about it. I kind of like, just normal feelings on it. Like, I don't hate it. I don't, love it either. I'm just kind of like, hey, it's a cool Pokemon, it's a cool Pokemon. Now, Arrokuda, though, I do love. Arrokuda, I freaking love. And Barraskewda. Now, these are sick freaking fishes. Now, why? Because they are the dumbest looking fishes I've ever seen. Because they look just like, I mean, they've got these teeth that look super, menacing. But then they've got these smiles, right? These smiles and these eyes that just look like, hey, I want to be your friend. I just want to be your friend, man. You want to be my friend? I want to be your friend. Let's be friends, man. That's literally what they look like, and I love them for that. I just love the derpiness of these things. I freaking love that so much. Next up, though, probably my favorite design out of this generation is Toxel and Toxtricity. Now, Toxtricity is my favorite out of these. Toxel is cool, though a little bit strange with the whole, the whole baby design, I guess. It's just kind of, a little bit odd. I don't know, I get what they're going for, but, I would have preferred that was kind of skipped, because then, going from that to, Toxtricity, I'm just like, okay, I mean, sure, listen, Toxel's not bad. It looks cool, but I don't know, there's something about it. It just feels a little bit odd. But Toxtricity, though, haha, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This thing is just, whew. Okay, I prefer, of course, the yellow one, which is the amped one, than the Loki, compared to the Loki one, which is the purple bluish one? I guess bluish one, right? I way more prefer the yellow one, but bro, this Pokemon is so freaking cool. Definitely the coolest design from this generation, in my opinion, alongside probably Reboot for me. Now, next up, Sizzlipede. Now, I love this thing, okay? And Centiskorch is also one of the coolest designs for this generation. Really surprised when I saw it revealed. Whenever, it popped up, I was like, wow, okay, this is unique, and I wanted this, man. I guess one thing that's Centipede Pokemon, I'm trying to remember if we had any before. We probably have. Maybe we haven't. I cannot remember. I think we have, Vinipedia, whatever, I think. Or am I confusing that, I'm trying to remember, but I cannot recall. But either way, though, that's besides the point. I was really happy to see, us get another Pokemon that just kind of, went with this kind of, new kind of, interesting typing. Because this one's Fire Bug. The only other time we've had that combination was Bug Fire with Volcarona. So I love the typing on this thing, and this design is just, mwah, love it. Definitely one of my favorite Pokemon from this generation. Clobbopus and Graplocked. So Clobbopus, I like it. It's cute. Graplocked, bro, this thing looks sick, dude. It looks like a luchador, right? Like a wrestler design, and then just kind of mixed in with this kind of just octopus type design. It's really, really sick. Next up, Sinistea. Not a big fan of Sinistea, but I do love Poltegeist though. Sinistea is just kind of hey, it's a pre-evolution. It's holding itself hey, it's very nice. But Poltegeist though, way better in my opinion. I prefer it way more as an evolution. Just looks fresh, nothing wrong with it, not really much else I can say about it. It's cute, man, it's cute, it's adorable. It gives me this almost Rick and Morty feeling for some reason. I don't know, its design just gives me that feeling. Now, Hatenna, I'm not the biggest fan of. Hatterem, I'm not a fan of either, but Hatterini, I freaking think looks sick, okay? Its Gigantamax form is cool as well, but the pre-evolutions, just kind of they're just pre-evolutions, and I mean, you get those to then work towards, Hatterini, which is the, hey, that's very nice. And Hatterini, in my opinion, is just, mwah, perfect design, just looks so freaking cool. Next up, though, is the Surprise. Now, I actually hated Impidimp initially, not because of its design, but just because it annoyed me because of the whole 24-hour stream. But I warmed up to it, especially when I saw Grimmsnarl. Now, Morgrem, not a fan of. It just doesn't tickle my fancy, so to say, I guess. It just doesn't get me that excited when I see it. I'm just like, But, however, though, that Grimmsnarl, though, oof, mwah. Definitely one of the best designs. I love it. Next up, though, Obstagoon. Honestly, you're going to be surprised, but I do not like it. I don't know why, but I'm not a big fan of that, whole, kind of grimy, kind of rock and roll type design. And I'm sorry to all the people out there who love this sort of stuff. But, I mean, I don't know, just, I've never really liked the idea, just the style of that. It just doesn't, connect to me. I don't know why that is. And it's kind of funny I say that, because the next one Pokemon is Berserker here, and that one I do like. I think it looks awesome, and I think it's a cool evolution for its pre-evo with, which is the Galarian Meowth. So I don't know, I'm a little bit indifferent on it, I gotta say. It's a little bit of a strange one, I must say. I don't know. I'm odd. I really am odd about this one. But hey, it is what it is. That's my general thoughts. Now, Cursola, though, which is the evolution for Galarian Corsola, is... I'm not a fan of it. I get what it's meant to be, like dead corals, right? That's what it's meant to go for here in terms of design. But for some reason, I don't know, it doesn't look that, like, appealing to me, I guess. I don't know. Like, sometimes, like my mind will just kind of, like, push something away because it just doesn't appeal to my general senses. And that's kind of how I feel about this one. Next up, though, is Fetched. Okay, I like this design. Come on. I don't love it, but I do like it, though. The only problem is just, like, its smugness. Like, this thing is so freaking smug, dude. So smug. I can't take it, bro. But that's the general gist in that one. Next up, Mr. Rhyme. Okay, Mr. Rhyme. I like this thing, okay? I love the name, first of all. Mr. Rhyme, Mr. Mime, Mr. Rhyme, you know. Wiggy Wiggy, you know, Mr. Ram, Mr. Mom. I love it. I don't know why, but I just love this thing so freaking much, dude, in terms of just the name, okay? As for design, I mean, come on. It's got, like, the whole, like, pot hat. Like, I'm not sure what to call those. Like, there's a little, like, Dr. Watson hats, you know what I mean? Like, Sherlock Holmes, like, Dr. Watson hats. I mean, like, you know, it's like, and the little Dr. Watson, like, mustache and, like, the little stick or whatever. It's like, and Sherlock's like, oh, hey, wait, dear Watson, where be the problem? And it's like, oh, Sherlock, we're going to go and talk to Miss Barker or something. I don't know. My point is basically, like, it gives me that whole feeling, and I dig that. I see, like, the British influence there. Either way, next thing, Rune Ridges. I like this, bro. Like, the whole runes on it actually remind me of the runes I see here in Sweden that I actually have seen here, like literal actual runic, like, scriptures and, like, runic, like, you know, monuments. It just looks just like that in terms of, like, you know, the actual scriptures on them, like the whole, like, serpent design. And that's what you see right here. And I mean, it being like a ghostly freaking rune scripture is so cool. So yeah, definitely like that one. Military, I do like, actually. I really like it, but you're going to be surprised about this one. I hate Alcremie. I don't know what it is about it, but I just can't stand, like, basically, like, I'm not sure what to refer to it as. I guess cream? I mean, like, I was gonna say pudding, but that's not pudding. But, like, whipped cream, there you go. Being a Pokemon just doesn't appeal to me. Like, don't hate me for this, right? If you like it, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But just to me, it just doesn't appeal to me, honestly. Like, I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't appeal to me. And I guess, like, it might be, like, something that people don't agree with. But I don't know, to me, it just doesn't appeal. So sorry about that, all the Alcremie fans. Next up, Phalanx. I like this Pokemon. It's interesting. I mean, I don't love it, but I do like it, though. I like that it kind of splits into several parts, and they almost look like Spartan warriors, actually. Like, got, like, this Spartan warrior kind of design to them, which I think looks so sick. So I do like those. Pinurchin, definitely my, like, second least favorite Pokemon out of this generation. Just, it's a sea urchin, you know, mixed with a pincushion. It's just, you know, it is what it is. Just not that fun. But I get that these sort of Pokemon need to exist as well, or else the game would just be filled with cool shit, and they can't really do that, can they? But yeah, so, next thing. Snom and Frostmoth. Now, I like Snom. Frostmoth, though, you gotta understand, okay, I have a personal hatred against moths. I do like this thing, honestly. It's kind of funny also, Volcarona is, like, I guess, like, technically speaking, a moth as well, right? But I usually hate moths, but I do like Volcarona. And Frostmoth, I don't mind it, but it reminds me of so many of these freaking moths I get here, and I just despise them, actually. I do not like them. So, that's why this thing just doesn't appeal to me that much. It's not even a bad design. It's a good design, though. It's just that, just my hatred for moths just makes me like, oof, just, please, no. I don't know what it is, bro. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry to all the bug fans out there. I'm sorry, guys. And all the moth fans. I'm sorry, guys. But it's a cool design, though. It's a really good design. No joke. Now, Stone Journer. I don't really have an opinion on this Pokemon, honestly. Like, it's just, it kind of just exists. Like, it's just a bunch of rocks. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not that great either. It's just a bunch of rocks, and hey, it works, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. Now, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm kind of indifferent on it. Ace Cube. Another Pokemon I'm a little bit indifferent on. I get, like, the design is actually pretty interesting, and a really strange design, honestly, man. And its second form as well, it is also pretty freaking interesting. Like, a really interesting and cool design concept, I will be honest and say. Just don't really have much of an opinion. It's just kind of like, meh, it exists, right? It's cool. I mean, cool and cool. It's kind of cute, if anything. So, yeah, I don't know. Now, Indeedee and its two forms. I don't know, man. I just don't have much of an opinion on these guys either. It's just, I don't know, for some reason, these Pokemon right here are just the sort of Pokemon I don't feel much about them. I just don't have much of a feeling about them. I'm just like, hey, they're okay. They're not bad, but they're not perfect either, right? They're not horrible, but they're not, like, perfect. You know, they're good and kind of like, you know, just kind of okay. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, they're okay designs, you know? Now, next up is Morpeko. I actually dislike this Pokemon, I'm going to be honest. I know there's got 2 forms and whatnot, but I'm going to be honest, I just dislike this Pokemon. It just looks like a rejected Pokemon design. Like Pikachu, sorry, design. It looks like a rejected Pikachu or something, or like a Pikachu that's like, I don't know, like a Pikachu that just like, I don't know. I was about to say a joke that's gonna like probably piss off a few people, but like literally like this thing just looks just, I don't know, bro. I just don't dig it. Like, the actual only version of this one that I like is when it's in its hangry mode, right? Then it looks badass. But more Pico in its normal mode, like I guess it's referred to normal mode, just looks like a Pikachu that's just, like somebody fucked up the textures on a normal Pikachu. That's what it looks like, literally. So like somebody messed up the textures on a normal Pikachu. That's what that looks like straight up, no joke. And I'm just like, okay, you know, fair enough. I don't know. That's all I gotta say. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it, honestly. And again, my opinion. Keep in mind. So next thing, Cuffant. I don't like it. Okay, I don't like Cuffant, but wait a minute. I actually love Copperage. Here's the thing, right? Cuffant to me, I don't know why, but the colors to me just feel off there. But then when I see Copperage, I'm just like, that's the good shit. That's the good shit. That right there, that's the good shit, okay? Because that looks great. That actually looks so freaking cool, man. I really like Copperage, man. I think it looks so freaking sick. Really badass design. The colors do match way better. For some reason, I don't know, just like the dark green and orange on Cuffin just make it look... whereas, like, you know, the dark green and the lesser orange, but stronger orange, you know, just match way better together. So, I don't know, I do like that. Now, next up is Dracozolt, Arctozolt, Dracovish, and Octavish. So, I'm going to be honest, Dracozolt is my favorite out of the designs. It's because that's the one where I feel like it matches the best. Arctozolt, it's just, I mean, it's an okay design, I guess. Dracovish, I get it, right? They're mixing the top half and the bottom half of fossils. This is actually based on, like, I think a real life thing that happened in the UK, where they mixed together the bones and, like, the, you know, the stuff they found from dinosaurs, the wrong ones together, because, like, they just didn't have all the bones. So they were like, you know what? We can take a little bit of that T-Rex and mix it with this, like, Triceratops. I mean, hey, it will work, I guess, maybe. Just try it, you know? So I get the concept behind it, but... man, does it look weird. Like, it's just, Octavish to me just looks like this derpy, giant, like, strange little fish monster. And Dracovish just looks like a Frankenstein monster, almost. Sorry to all the Dracovish fans out there. I'm sorry, guys. But Dracozolt, I do like. And Arctozolt, it's just kind of adorable. I like that it's kind of like sniffling because it's freezing. I do like that. It's like really cool. But I don't know, man. It's a strange one, I will say. Now, next up is Duraludon. So, my opinion has changed on this Pokemon. I used to kind of like not feel it too well. But I'm going to say, I'm kind of like it now. I like this whole like, you know, like it's a giant freaking building design almost. It's like a straight up tank. And I do like that. I think yeah, it works. It works. Next up, Dreepy, Tracloak, Dragapult. Bro, these are my favorite Pokemon out of this generation, probably, because, man, okay, so Dreepy is generally kind of cute, but then when you get to Dracloak, bro, it's got, like, a tiny Dreepy on its head, it looks adorable, and then when you get to Dragapult, okay, bruh, okay, just hear me out. It literally shoots out Dreepies as torpedoes, okay? What else do I have to say? It shoots out Dreepies as torpedoes. That's just amazing. That is just amazing. That is hands down amazing. I love that. Like, I genuinely love that. It is actually amazing. Just hands down awesome. I love it. So yeah, there's that one. Now, finally, we have Zation. Zamazenta. So we have the normal forms, which I prefer Zamazenta. I think Zamazenta looks great. Zation, no, I'm not a fan of like the whole like, you know, the strange hair that goes. Like, I guess it's meant to be kind of reminiscent of like some sort of traditional hair from maybe the UK, but I don't dig it too well. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't like, it doesn't appeal to me. Whereas Zamazenta just looks and it's kind of fun because I actually prefer Zation's sword form, right, where it's actually like, got its 100% sword form, and but I prefer the full form of Zamazenta more, right? Then I prefer the non-full form of Zation, which probably sounds a little bit strange, but yeah, generally speaking, these are great legendaries. They look cool. There's not really much else I can add to that. But finally, ladies and gentlemen, the final one on the list. Eternatus. Okay, so Eternatus to me is a sick design. I think it looks epic. I do kind of feel disappointed by the way it was kind of like handled in the story, but that's besides the point. Design-wise, I mean, bruh. Also, it's a poison dragon type, which is quite interesting, actually. I'm gonna be honest. But, bro, its design is just so freaking insane. It's like, I don't know, this amalgamation of evil almost, which, man, if it was handled better in the story, in my opinion, again, you guys don't have to agree with me, but if it was just handled better in the story, man, like, God, they could have done a lot with this, but they didn't, which is kind of disappointing, so it is what it is. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We've gone through all the brand new Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, your thoughts on all these Pokemon. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, ladies and gents.